All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're bridging the gap between quantum physics and holistic wellness to really truly understand energy healing. We so often think of our bodies purely in anatomical terms: flesh, bone, blood. But today, we're going to explore the profound reality of our biological systems from a completely energetic standpoint.
We've got a really exciting journey ahead. We're going to cover the hard science of healing energy, how to actually activate your own healing hands, the art of self-treatment, using sacred symbols, distance healing, and finally, establishing your daily energy foundation. We are literally zooming out to the macro level of universal quantum fields and then zooming all the way back in to the highly practical steps you can use today. So let's start right off with the science of healing energy. To really grasp this, we have to look at the human body not just anatomically, but biologically and, crucially, from a quantum physics perspective. Because at a quantum level, everything in the universe, including those seemingly solid bones in your body, is in a constant state of vibration.
Which brings us to a fundamental, almost magical concept in physics called entrainment. Essentially, entrainment is the tendency for two oscillating objects to lock into phase so they vibrate in perfect harmony, with the weaker vibration always adjusting to the stronger one. Think about pendulum clocks on a wall syncing up over time. When a practitioner and a client come together, they're following this exact same principle. A stressed or sick body naturally adjusts its imbalanced frequency to match the stronger, healthier biomagnetic field being channeled by the practitioner.
What's absolutely fascinating here is that scientists are now discovering that measuring the body's magnetic pulse often gives a much more accurate picture of health than standard electrical tests. During a healing session, this pulse vibrates in the 7 to 10 hertz theta and alpha range. In Eastern traditions, you'll hear this called ki or prana. And when someone is channeling this energy, the biomagnetic reading from their hands is significantly larger than someone who isn't practicing. It's not just theory, folks, it's measurable biology.
Okay, so now that we understand the underlying science of that biomagnetic field, how do we actually perceive this energy ourselves? Let's talk about activating your healing hands. If you're just starting out, you are almost certainly wondering, how do I do this, and is it going to drain my own personal energy? It's the most common beginner question, but here is the crucial takeaway. You're simply a conduit for universal energy. You're not a rechargeable battery that's going to run out of juice. Because this energy is an intelligent, universal life force, it's impossible to drain your own life force. It's like water running through a hose. The practitioner is actually healed and energized as the power passes through them to the recipient. I actually encourage you to try this simple exercise right now. Seriously, give it a go. Sit back, close your eyes, and rub your palms together vigorously for about 20 to 30 seconds. This physically stimulates your hand chakras. Now pull your hands about a foot apart. Then, very slowly, start drawing them closer to each other without letting them touch, and then slowly pull them apart again. Pay attention to what you feel. You'll likely notice a biomagnetic resistance, maybe some warmth, or a tingling sensation in the space between your hands. It is a really profound way to awaken your physiological awareness. Once you begin to sense this field, the next step is learning how to direct it inwardly. This brings us to the art of highly structured anatomical self-treatment, where you take your biological healing into your own hands every single day. Let's look at one of the core self-treatment positions. Resting your hands right over your midriff actively aids digestion, supports your immune system, and balances your physical energy centers. Anatomically speaking, this area is where we process both our biological nutrients and our raw emotions. So naturally, it's a vital spot for restoring your physiological equilibrium. Then, moving down to your lower back and sacrum. Placing your hands here acts biologically to relieve tension, but it simultaneously addresses deep-seated psychological and emotional blockages. Think about it. How often do our mental burdens manifest anatomically as lower back pain? All the time, right? By directing that 7 to 10 hertz frequency right into the lower back, you are quite literally dissolving those physical and emotional knots. By making time to do this, you literally jog your body's memory to shift out of stress and back into the parasympathetic rest and digest mode. This treats mental distress and physical ailments at the exact same time. And why does this matter so much? Because it normalizes your ultradian rhythm, those natural cycles of energy your body cycles through every day. Whether we're talking about lowering blood pressure, speeding up post-surgery recovery, or clearing out phobias, this biomagnetic flow goes to work on your entire endocrine and nervous system. Now, to further amplify this biological healing, we use sacred symbols. Think of these as tuning forks that focus energy frequencies and bridge the gap between your conscious mind and universal energy. Let's break a couple of these down. The Choku Ray symbol is incredibly practical. If you visualize or draw it over physical objects or in the corners of a room, you instantly cleanse negative energy and amplify the energetic flow in that space. It's your go-to for clearing a room. Meanwhile, Seihei Ki zeroes in on psychological and emotional harmony. Think of these symbols as shortcuts that activate specific neural pathways. Choku Rei immediately amps up the physical energy flow, while Seihei Ki directly targets the emotional brain, helping you rewrite bad habits and heal old traumas. But what happens when the person, or the object of our healing, isn't physically in the room with us? Well, that's where we get into the quantum mechanics of healing beyond time and space. Enter Han Sha Ze Shonen. This is the distance healing symbol, and it perfectly demonstrates that energy simply knows no boundaries. On a quantum level, everything is deeply interconnected, allowing this specific symbol to direct healing energy across literally any physical distance. In this framework, time and space are merely physical illusions. When you activate Hansha Ze Shonen, you tap into a frequency that instantly bridges the gap between the sender and the receiver. I absolutely love this concept. Every living thing within that ocean is like a tiny droplet. Together, these droplets make up and are part of Reiki, the universal life force. If you think of the universe as a vast ocean, every single cell in our body is communicating unconsciously with the rest of the water. That's what makes distance healing a biological and physical reality. Just like the 50 trillion cells in your own body constantly communicate without you ever having to think about it, we are all droplets in this greater ocean, instantly connected through intention. Of course, to maintain this pure connection to the ocean of energy, you need a solid daily foundation. You have to purify your own biomagnetic field. As the saying goes, a hollow bone has to be kept clean to let the energy flow freely. This is where the Gassho meditation posture comes in. Gassho literally translates to two hands coming together. It centers your heart chakra and immediately helps to quiet the mind. By bringing your left and right hands to meet right in the middle, you are physically and energetically balancing the left and right hemispheres of your brain. The technique is beautifully simple but highly effective. You sit with your eyes closed, hands in that prayer position, and you focus all your attention exactly on the spot where your two middle fingers meet. This teaches the art of single-pointed concentration, which is absolutely vital for combating our hectic, modern lives. When your mind inevitably wanders off to your daily stressors, don't fight it. Just acknowledge the thought, gently press those middle fingers together, and bring your focus right back to the present moment. Then, building on Gassho, we have the Hatsure Ho technique. This is something you can use every morning and night to systematically purify your energy and clear out daily psychological baggage. You focus on your tanden, which is your core energy center just below the navel, and set a very clear intention. By doing this, you're effectively flushing your entire biological and energetic system with pure, high-frequency light. Albert Einstein really hit the nail on the head when he said, "Matter is curdled energy." He perfectly bridged the mystical and the physical with this idea, reminding us that our seemingly solid biological bodies, they're just temporary structures of vibrating energy. We are not static objects. We are flowing, highly dynamic systems that are fully capable of incredible self-repair when we're exposed to the right frequencies. So, I'll leave you with this. Knowing that you hold the anatomical and quantum power to tap into this universal life force, how will you tune your own frequency today? How will you use it to heal yourself and the world around you? Because the reality is, your energy introduces you before you even speak a single word. Let's make sure we're using it beautifully.